What's going on YouTube? Uberman here. So we're back another day wrenching on the C20, and I'm telling you guys, one of these days eventually there's just going to be nothing left to do. We're going to be done. Today we got some big news. I took it down to Firestone to get an alignment, and they only found one issue with it. One bad ball joint, and that ball joint cost me a total of like $160 for parts and labor, and they were able to set the alignment perfect, spot on, and this thing drives so much better now that it has a good alignment. Next, we found the vibration in the engine. Let's take a look at that right now. So what you're seeing here is the Harmonic Balancer, and if you see that stain, what you're actually looking at is a mud dauber. A lot of you may not know what mud daubers are, but here in Oklahoma, we have these little stinging bugs, and they build mud nests in all kinds of horrible places. And in this case, they built a gigantic mud dauber nest right in the, not the harmonic balancer, but the crankshaft pulley. Essentially what it was the equivalent of adding a giant weight to almost half of the pulley, throwing the entire engine off balance. Now, as soon as I got in there with some wire brushes and some high pressure water and scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing, guess what? We got it all cleaned up, no more vibration. The engine runs smooth as butter. We checked the timing today. The timing is at 8 degrees before top dead center, which is exactly where it needs to be. So what we're gonna do now is we are going to replace the old ugly valve covers with these brand new shiny Edelbrock valve covers. We're going to install the fuel pressure gauge into the fuel line so that we can see if we are running above 7 psi, because if we are, we need to get a regulator to cut that down. And aside from that, that's going to be about it. So this is going to be a fairly straightforward and simple video. Let's get started. All right, so we're going to start with this valve cover right here. And this is very simple, people. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts that hold on this valve cover, and it's literally just a matter of taking it off. I can see someone use silicone on this, so that's not a good thing, because there's probably going to be silicone residue to clean up, but you know, it is what it is. So let's get started. These look like they're going to be something between a 3/8 or a 10 millimeter. I'm so used to newer cars that I tend to work in millimeters, but this is probably something similar to a 3/8, but a 10 millimeter should work just as well. So let's tear into it. Oh, these aren't even remotely tight at all. Well, you don't want them too tight, but you definitely want more than like finger tight.
I assume you keep the old brackets, or did it come with them?
No.
Covers come with them.
I bought new ones, chrome ones.
Yeah, it'd be a shame to have to put those back on those new ones.
Ouch.
If you pull that tube out from behind the plug wires, it should help make them more malleable. Oh, Randy. It's not too bad. Oh, this one anyway. This too.
All right, we got our new valve cover, and we've used a light bit of silicone on the back of this gasket, even though I hate silicone, to help hold this on. And unfortunately, I made a stupid mistake. The new bolts and the new hold downs, the load clamps that I bought, I only bought enough for one side. So we're gonna have to use the old bolts on the other side, and I'm gonna have to order another set to make this right. But anyway, we should be good enough to get this put together and at least have it looking a little bit better. So let's climb in here and see what kind of damage we can do. I shouldn't say damage.
Oh boy, that helped. Is it unsafe to leave those on there? Because those make it look a little meaner, I think.
Alright, so that was fun. And these things are fingerprint magnets, so keep that in mind. Now, this is the oil cap, and we're putting it actually on the side of the engine the oil cap was supposed to go on, which is this side right here. It generally takes a little bit of finagling to get this to want to go in. Sometimes it helps to use a little bit of engine oil around the perimeter. Like I said, we're getting fingerprints absolutely everywhere. There we go. And there's one side done. All right, so now we're going to work on the passenger side, which from the looks of things is going to be a lot easier than the driver's side was. And I'm not going to walk you guys through the process of reinstalling all the spark plug wires. It's really easy. The engine tells you what the firing order is, and you know which plugs are 1 through 8. And it's pretty simple to figure it out on the distributor cap and just put everything back together. Normally, I would not make it a habit of just pulling plug wires, but honestly, I just don't have time to fight with everything else. I'm just going to pull the plug wires off of the distributor. I need to reroute them anyway. So for me, it's really not a huge deal at the moment.
That might have to scrub the shit out of that one. Almost never are two sides the same. Yeah, stand corrected.
All right, so looking down into the passenger head, as you can see, the cylinder heads actually look to be in really good condition. There's no sludge. The springs, keepers, push rods, everything looks really clean on this, which is, I mean, honestly, very surprising. I really expected the inside of this motor to be at least a little dirty. We've got some casting numbers. I'll give these to you guys so you can tell me what they are. First set of numbers is 4. Looks like 468842. 468842. Next set of numbers are A as in Adam, 8 and 7. A as in Adam, 8, 7. GM, number 72, 468842. 468842. There's the casting numbers. Perhaps that will help somebody tell me maybe a little bit more about this engine. I also wanted to point out that I had a lot of people saying this engine was probably a replacement because it's painted blue, when in actuality, GM moved away from the original orange color into the 70s. Late 70s, they actually factory painted this engine blue. This is the original factory blue that came with this motor, if this is the original engine that came in it in 1977. So anyway, yeah, looking at this engine, man, everything is so clean. I mean, the exterior of the engine is a little dirty, but internally, beautiful motor. Beautiful motor. Let's see if we can get this gasket on. So we'll just skip that whole piece. All right, we're gonna give this a real quick spray. Then we're gonna hit it with a brush. Spray it down again.
Wow. That was sad. I'd like to have one of the kids, man. When I see them, it hurts me a little.
All right, let's try to put this valve cover in without making a mess. All right, because I didn't order enough parts, we're gonna have to use these old bolts temporarily. All right, that should be enough. We're gonna put the breather, the nice Edelbrock breather, in here. All right, so here's the finished product. I'll zoom in just a little bit so you can see the little fuel pressure gauge I got going on there. There she is. It's about a $35 fuel gauge, and it shows that I'm running between 5 PSI and 7 is about where it tops out. It is starting to get a little dark, so basically let me just run down what we did real quick. We replaced the valve cover over there. We replaced the valve cover right there. We cut the fuel line and spliced in a fuel pressure gauge. We rerouted the spark plug wires to make them a little more clean for the valve covers. We installed an Edelbrock breather filter onto one of the valve covers, and we installed a chrome just push-in generic oil fill cap into the valve cover on the driver's side. We did delete the EGR, sorry, no EGR. We deleted the PCV system from this. And it looks good. Now, I do plan on replacing the intake with an Edelbrock air gap. I think that's really going to help things out as far as a little extra torque, maybe even a little more horsepower. We're going to put headers on it. And some more parts came in today, so we have more work to do, quite a bit more work to do. It's like as soon as we get one project done, there's more that needs to be done. So with all that said, we're done. That's it for today. Stay tuned. I may take a day or so off here in the near future because I've been working on this pretty much all the time. Where's my brother at? Tim, get over here. You guys need to be formally introduced. This is my brother, Timothy. A lot of you have been like, who's that guy? I want to get his phone number and stuff. He is single, so you know how to hit me up in the comments if you want to holler at him.
That's adorable.
It's true. He is single. Hey, if you're in the Oklahoma area, if you're in the state, come holler at him because he's been single for a cool minute and he's kind of tired of it.
You're making me look desperate.
He's not desperate. He's not desperate. I did this because I'm cool like that. That's what big brothers do, and I am the big brother.
Oh, you're my Carlton.
I can do the Carlton.
No, you can't. Let me put on some.
That's probably getting edited out. Anyway, we are done. He's been a big help. He's been really helping me out. For the last 3+ weeks now. So I really appreciate that. But I wanted to formally introduce you because he's probably going to be in more videos in the future. As for the truck, like I said, more stuff to come. So much more stuff. It just never stops, and that's part of what I really love about this truck. Is there's so much left to do. Still waiting on paint and body. It is what it is. Thank you guys for watching my video. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this. Please take a moment to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and if not, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Be sure to comment below and tell me what's up. Tell me what you think of the casting numbers that were on that head. Maybe you know a little something. You can tell me a little something about it. And that's it. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay safe out there, everybody. I will catch you soon in the next one.